It was one of those games. Seahawks once again kind of didn't look perfect through a lot of it, but once again, their 5th win in the final couple minutes. It was Geno with his 4th late game drive. You've been in those games.
Yes.
Pete seems very comfortable in those games.
Yes.
When you're playing in them, does it feel like your team is going to find a way to win? And when you're watching them, do you feel better or worse than when you were playing in them?
When I played, I had no doubt. I had Russell Wilson as my quarterback. I had no doubt that some way, somehow, we're going to win this ball game. And I talked to Pittsburgh Steelers linebackers coach yesterday. He said, you know what this team is? This team is trained to finish ball games. They are trained to finish. And I looked at the situation. I said, here we go. Down 4, 3 timeouts. Here's a situation once again, and time after time after time, you see this team, they're comfortable in these situations. They communicate well in these situations. They execute well in these situations, and it's all because of how they practice. And it's all about
Geno alluded to that, KJ. Geno said, in the post game, like, hey, man, we do end of game and 2 minute more than any other place in the league. And that's not just from his experience. That's guys that come into the team from other places and make comments about it. Now, you only spent, 1 year away in the wilderness? You were only 1 year away. And obviously that place was a little dysfunctional and has been a little dysfunctional for some time.
Just a tad bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But do you hear that? Did you hear that from guys when you were with the team? Like, man, all of this end of game, all this 2 minute that we do here in Seattle, has that been kind of tried and true here through lots of Pete's 14 years?
And Brock, even when I was in Vegas, it was not even remotely close to how they do it here. It was more so of a jog through 2 minute drill. We're just going to go through our plays. We're going to do this in this situation. We're going to clock the ball here. It wasn't the up tempo situation. We do it in the Seattle Seahawks do it in walkthrough, but it is full speed. Guys have their cleats on and walkthrough. It's attention to details. It's focus. If you don't hand the ball to the referee in walkthrough, who's the coach at the time, Coach Carroll will lose his mind. I've seen him lose his mind only a few times. It was when a guy just handed the ball to the center instead of the referee. And so he takes this very seriously. We all know that the majority of the NFL games come down to the last 2 minutes of the football game. And so get it right, execute it. There's a formula, there's a style, and he knows what it looks like.
Yeah, Pete was talking about it yesterday.
Absolutely. I feel it's helping us. I don't know what other people are doing. I don't know that. We have a really disciplined format for how we've been doing that for years. We just accumulate hundreds and hundreds of snaps in situations that it just becomes normal for our guys. I think for years, Russell was fantastic in those situations. He had the same indoctrination, so it's. I'm really proud of that because it does show that the coaching does make some sense here because it carries over into the most crucial of situations, and and our guys are when they're talking like that, then that's bona fide results.
All right, so weird question for you, KJ.
Uh-oh.
You said you knew when you were in those games that you had a great chance to win them because you had Russell Wilson in your quarterback in the last couple minutes. Now that you've seen Geno do it this many times over the course of the last 2 years, now that Drew Lock did it in his one opportunity to win in the 2 minute drill, was it Russ? Probably, and not to say it wasn't him at all. But how much of it was the practice and the Pete and preparing for those moments?
Well, let's slow it down here. I'm a firm believer. It starts with coaching. The hands down starts with coaching. But at the end of the day, it's about the Jimmys and the Joes. It's about the guys on the football field that's actually going out there and doing it. I put Russell Wilson at the top of the top in NFL history with guys when it comes to that clutch bone. That I'm going to find a way no matter what. I put Russell Wilson up there with some of the very best. And so when I look at Geno, when I look at Drew Lock, phenomenal job. Monday Night Football this past Sunday, great job of executing the game plan. But when you talk about that clutch bone, that I'm going to find a way to win no matter what, I put number 3 up there with some of the greats.
Gosh, are you feeling what I'm feeling, Salk? Because I'm feeling a lot of the audience right now. And sometimes I just get these feelings, okay? Like Pete, after all these years of doing this, be like 15 years in March, I just get the feelings through the airwaves. I can feel the audience going, hey, hold on a second. Does it have to be this way?
Talk to me.
Do we have to make it this hard? Does it have to come down to the 2-minute? We're playing like 5 backup starters on the Tennessee Titans defense. They got like dudes on their practice squad on the old line. Do we have to make every one of these games, KJ, so hard and come down to the final 2 or 3 minutes time after time after time after time?
Brock, it's so fun, though. Is it not fun? Is it not fun sweating and just heart beating fast? That's ball.
Was it fun when you played?
I loved it.
Were these sort of messy games against teams that you felt like maybe you should just be like
okay.
I'm not going to call them messy. Use Pete's term, rope-a-dope. These kind of rope-a-dope, like Muhammad Ali, man, sitting on the ropes. I'm going to get it to the late rounds. And what was Ali? I'm going to finish. I'm going to win in the late rounds. I'm going to rope-a-dope. I'm going to give up.
Which was
7
more
yards.
fun? The games like that one, or when you guys went to Toronto and beat the heck out of Buffalo by 40 points?
The first one. But here's what separates it. Here's what separates this. Let's just solve all of this. Let's just look at the Philadelphia Eagles right now. When you're a football team, you know we should be at the top of the top. You know we should be dominating. You know that we are the superior football team, and we're not winning like we should.
Right.
Those games are not fun. My last year in 2020, when we was come on, guys. Let's just win these ball games. Why are we making this look ugly? Why are we making this look so scary? When you know you are the quality type of football team, those type of wins aren't good enough. Those type of wins aren't good enough. And so
But when you're building, when you're in year 2 of this rebuild,
when you're building, when you get in there, this is fun. This is really fun football, and I'm liking what I'm seeing.
I'm sorry your Super Bowl win was so boring for you. That sounds terrible. I mean, you guys just kind of ran away from it early. It sounds like it was kind of a lousy day
That's
for you.
the only time I'd be happy with a blowout. Let me sit and chill and let my dogs
That
go out
ball
there.
went right through Peyton into the end zone for safety. You were like, this stinks.
Yeah,
This is terrible.
Those type of games, I can sit back and chill. But
Percy, don't run that ball all the way back. Just maybe sit on the 50, and we can sweat this thing out a little bit.
Yeah, but when I look at this team and this situation on the road, playing a Titans team, playing a backup quarterback in Ryan Tannehill, who has won some ball games, I like this win. I really did. Was it pretty? No. Was it fun to watch the first 3 quarters? Absolutely not. But we found a way, and we got 2 more ball games to make this season really come to life. And who knows what happens after that?